describing how have you layered teams within the building?
So for HW, right now, this is our inaugural year of embedded time for collaborative response. So Kim and I have been very fortunate that we have worked together for a few years. So we have had some of those sessions in the past where you are planning and you're in the excitement and then you're like, okay, I think we've got something really special here. And at our previous school, so I just want to like walk back a little bit.
Please.
So before I was the vice principal at Aurora Elementary here in Drayton Valley as well. And that school had done some exceptional work with you earlier before I had joined Wild Rose. And I remember coming into a grade 3 room, the first collaborative response meeting that I attended, and I came out and I almost wanted to cry. And I wanted to cry because I was so excited by walking into a room and seeing teachers invested not in their own kids, but in all of the kids. And I walked into that room and they had data on the TV, and the data was color coded and movable, and they knew the grade 3s, not just their class. And they had fulsome conversations about what was needed to move each student forward, and they had a plan. And I left that classroom and I went back and I'm like, oh, this is the best thing. And then Tim and I started working on how do we get this exceptional team to spread. So we wanted to take the incredible work that we were seeing in one team, and we wanted to be able to encourage every team in the school to take the risks of coming out of their rooms and all the kids, focusing on all the kids. When I moved over to HW Pickup, Kim and I had a vision a little bit before I got here on what we could achieve at HW Pickup. And it started with getting the teachers harnessed with their expertise, and we started doing that by embedding time. So before we got here, we looked at the schedule and we were like, okay, how are we going to make this work when we have multiple classes of multiple grades? How are we going to get everybody to have that embedded time? So it started with conversations with some of our key people who could make that happen. And the key people in our building were our learning commons facilitators and our physical education staff, and saying the value of what we can do if we can get these people together is going to be so impactful, but I need you to walk with me and I need you to take a risk. And they did. And we were able to embed actually weekly time for our teachers to get together, and we're just off and running. Each grade meets together for 1 hour a week. So each grade 5 team, grade 6, grade 7, grade 8 have embedded time in their schedule where they are together without their students. Students are with other teachers, and at the beginning of the school year, we actually used a lot of your videos to even explain to teachers what this was going to look like and why we were doing it. And then we had practice sessions in August before the kids even came in. Like, is this, some of these things might feel a little weird as we're getting, some of the roles in some of those meetings. What are key issues? And kind of starting to get our school to speak the language of collaborative response and to get them to see what they could do together if they just had the time. And it is just such a pleasure to come to collaborative response and see teachers talking about the data that they've collected and what that data means, to talk about key issues, start talking about interventions that are universal for everyone, and just to see how much traction has been gained in only a few months here. It's exceptional.
For more on collaborative response, visit jigsawlearning.ca or join the JL Insider to receive access to newly added resources and content. Make sure to follow us on social media. Subscribe to the podcast and the Jigsaw Learning YouTube channel to access past and upcoming episodes. Join us again to continue to build your own capacity in leading collaborative response in your context.